Previously on Onboard Lifestyle, we leave Berkeley with the float plan to start migrating south. Unfortunately, Basic had other ideas. Our steering failed again.
Pretty discouraged, aren't you?
A little bit.
Me too.
We take a step back from videos to take care of a few projects and, more importantly, a mental break to give the crew a chance to regroup and heal. We spent time with family, had a great time at Universal Studios, and cleared our minds. With a fresh take, we jumped around the bay for a quick shakedown to work out a few kinks out of our systems.
Okay, look at this. It's going to work. Here's the idea. Ready?
Come on, Buster. Blast those barnacles. Now with Basic running much smoother, we set our sights on the next port. We're heading out tomorrow, so that means that we have to do a quick re-provision for some fresh produce and hit the road.
Yeah, it's super nice out today, so we thought we should just go get some stuff.
Yeah, Sausalito is actually a really cute little town, and gosh, I just love it. It has a really small town feel, and it has everything that you could possibly think of that you need.
You know,
so we're just gonna stretch our legs and kind of sightsee.
Ooh, this looks good.
Hot. So I say that today was a success. We got to do a little sightseeing, went into a lot of shops. Emma cannot pass up a good shop.
Hey, all the shops here are really cute. I really like them.
Yeah, they're really good. And it's within walking distance. We're going back to the dinghy dock, and Teal's gonna pick us up and head back. This is even better than calling for an Uber driver.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else.
Tonight is our last night here in Richardson Bay, and it's just a beautiful evening. I am just kind of taking it all in because this is the last time that we're going to be here in a good long while. We don't plan on coming back to the West Coast for a few years at least. So just sitting here enjoying a nice glass of wine, and looks like they're having a concert on shore, so yeah, just enjoying the moment. It's the little things. Cheers. Something's happening over there on that boat. It looks like somebody fell into the water and they don't have a dinghy out there, so Teal is heading out to check on them. I feel so good that Teal is able to go out there and assist and see what he can do. I just hope that whoever fell into the water is okay.
I want to call the Coast Guard and do a welfare check on him. They're both so drunk, he fell off the boat. He weighed 300 pounds, and I had to get him up onto his boat.
I know, I saw that. He laid in the dinghy for a while.
Yeah, I just had to get his arms were just numb. I'm going to call the Coast Guard and have them come out, or the sheriff, because those guys are not in a good place.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, they're gonna board him right now, make sure he doesn't need anything.
Just for safety and health-wise, right?
Yeah, well, the guy, he needs some help. He was bleeding pretty bad too when he went over. He took the stanchions off and got cut up pretty bad. Okay, they may come over here. They may come over to get some information from us, but besides that, they said I could come back. Okay, my socks. I went out in my socks. They are wet.
Well, the water's really cold here, and you'd say he'd been in for 15 minutes?
Yeah. No, he was drifting away is the problem. Oh my god.
You okay?
My ribs. I hurt my ribs. That guy was heavy. 300 pounds. So easy. Oh, thank you.
All right, Teal. Do you want to talk about what happened last night?
Yeah, let's do that.
And on another note, how are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm a bit tender, but it really only hurts when I breathe.
That was wild last night.
Well, grab your cup of tea. What are you drinking? Water?
Hot water.
Sit down with me and I'll tell you the story. Okay, what was really nice out last night, and Lynn was out in the cockpit listening to music on shore, and I came out to join her, and I could hear screams, and I just at first thought it was the crowd on shore, because there was a lot of hooting and hollering and people having fun listening to music, but it just sounded off. And so I was kind of scanning across the anchorage, trying to pinpoint where that noise was coming from. I couldn't see a thing. And this went on for, I'm guessing 8-10 minutes. And I kept hearing this screaming. And finally I grabbed my binoculars and I'm scanning all the boats. I can't see a thing. So I walked to a different vantage point on our boat, and I could see around, and I could see a body in the water, one arm sticking up. So instantly, I just launched the dinghy, and I was there in just slightly over a minute, I would guess. And as I'm pulling up, I could see another man coming up from down below, and he's drunk.
Drunker than a skunk.
He had been sleeping down below this whole time. And I could hear him yelling, "Hang on, buddy, hang on, buddy." And he's not throwing a life preserver, he's not throwing a line to him, nothing. And this guy is just hanging on by one arm to his outboard engine over his head. It was in a davit system. He could even drop the davit. I mean, he could have dropped the dinghy off the davit. That would have helped. But he's doing nothing. He's just flailing up there. As I pull up, I could hear the man in the water saying, I'm dying, please help, please help." And I just grabbed him just locked his arm. And I said, "You're not dying. I got you. I have you. As long as I have you, you're not going to die." And I kind of got a good grip of him and just motored him over to where his boarding ladder is supposed to be. But his boarding ladder is just a mess. It's broken and tangled. And so I just tie the dinghy off, and I know that the only option is to get him into the dinghy and then sort that mess out later. So I have a good grip on him, but he's a huge guy. I mean, almost twice my size. And I'm struggling, and I look up, and I could see this boat 200 feet away with two people in the cockpit just standing there watching like it's a show. Their dinghy's in the water. They were closer. They were a quarter the distance away than I was, and they're just watching this whole thing unfold and not helping. It it blew me away. Absolutely blew
I
me
thought
away.
that was just shameful because, you know, as a fellow mariner, you would always hope that if you see someone in distress, you know, you're there to help. But these guys just thought it was just like entertainment or something.
It embarrasses me that people could act like that.
Not everybody, just some.
My natural instinct is to do what you can. It doesn't matter. Somebody's dying, you do what you can. So I have him now, and my option now is to get him into the dinghy. But I couldn't get him turned around, so I'm going to drag him up backwards on his back, and he's still screaming that he's dying, and he didn't think he could hang on. But I had a good grip of him, and it took me a while. I got him, kind of flopped him up into the dinghy, and he just laid there for 6 minutes or so. I was able to figure out his boarding ladder, untangle it, and get it secured enough. Still was broken, and I mean, it was dilapidated and not the right boarding ladder. And it just amazes me that they had just cruised in that morning and dropped anchor, and they were heading out the next day, that they could be on an ocean passage without any safety equipment. I didn't see anything. I didn't see life preservers, life rings. I didn't see a boarding ladder was not deployed. It was just...
It was a...
It's a train wreck.
Disaster,
It was a train wreck, yes.
So,
all is well.
yeah.
The man lived, and...
I think you did an amazing job. I think that this is something that we hope that every fellow cruiser or sailor, mariner will be able to do for your fellow community.
And please learn from this, that
Yes.
Be prepared. Do the right thing. Have the proper safety equipment. This could have been... It could have been a fatality real easy. Real easy.
I mean, for us, we actually do have our own protocol and procedures for safety, and we revisit that a lot. And we might do it in another video, just because, you know, you can't be complacent and, you know, think that you have it down, because in situations like this, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, some people freeze during times of crisis.
And think about this. This wasn't in a rough sea state. This
Yeah.
was at anchor
in Richardson Bay.
in Richardson Bay, and he almost died. So, lesson learned. Be prepared.
So that was very exciting.
Yeah, so it's we're
It's
coming
time
up.
to go.
It's time to go. Let's lift this anchor, and boy,
Going out.
I know. I'm still shaking up. I'll be honest. I'm shaking
Well, I
up.
think it's because of the rib.
No, it's the look in his eyes,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget it.
Good job, honey.
Buried. I'm just letting the motion just kind of wiggle it out of the mud. Got it. Okay, go ahead and just kind of arch up around this boat towards that big ship over there, and I'm going to drag the anchor to clean it off. Here we are, leaving Sausalito. Timing our departure with the tides. We want to leave going under the Golden Gate at slack flood. Makes it nice and smooth out there, or as smooth as it could get. Should be a nice day. Winds are southwest right now, a little bit on our nose, but they're going to clock around in a couple hours to westerlies, and it'll be about 15 to 20 knots, so we should have a good sail. We're only going about 28 miles. So if we make good time, we'll be there for a late lunch. Heading into Half Moon Bay.
It's always about food for you.
No, I'm already hungry.
We are finally heading out and it feels so good. The only downside right now is that we're not sailing. We have to power to get underneath and out of the bay first. And then hopefully we can start hoisting our sails and just coast on down. I'm a little greedy. I want lots of wind.
The Golden Gate Bridge marks the entrance to the San Francisco Bay. Constructed during the era of the Great Depression, this iconic landmark stands for American ingenuity and resolve. Joseph B. Strauss was the leading force behind seeing this massive project become a reality. He was assisted by a team of architects, engineers, geologists, and many other professionals. Construction began in 1933 and was completed in 1937 with a $35 million budget. Today, that would be $1.5 to $2 billion. The Golden Gate Bridge has a height of 746 feet, or 227 meters, and spans 4,200 feet, or 1,280 meters between the towers. In 1937, this was the record for the longest bridge span in the world. Watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. These videos were made possible by the support of our patrons. Join the crew if you can. Our time in the Bay Area has come to a close and we are so excited to be moving on to new ports. Watching my dad save that man overboard made me proud. He is our captain. Come back next week to see another awesome new video. See you then!